It is time for nightly streaming service. And the fucking murder on the fucking Orient fucking Express. Mutta tuossa päivästä ja päätin tehdä tämmönen yöstream, koska huomenna mun on oikeesti vapari, eli vapaa päivä. Ja niin ihan sama. Niin, ihan sama. Koska lähdin Kaleva Prismaa äkkiseen tää auttaa kaveria muuttohommausteluissa. Ja sit yhtäkkiä menikin silleen, että kello on 12, kun mä oon kotona. 4 lähdettiin Prismaan. Piti mennä kahville. Oikein hyvät kahvit. Ostettiin hesemättöä jostain helvetin syystä. Eli soijavekejä, eiku juustovekejä. Sitten ostettiin semmosia kinuski-puolukka-viinereitä, fatseripisteitä. Ihan sikahyviä. Ja sit vielä, koska joulukonvehit oli tullut kauppoihin, niin enkelisuklaata. Aika siket joulukonvehit oli tullut kauppaan ja kauhean semmonen lava niitä. Ja sit siinä vieressä on semmonen pikku hyllyn pääty Halloween namiskuukkeleita, niin. Niin. Joulu menee Halloweenin ohi täällä Suomessa. Nää on ihan saatana hyviä nää enkelisuklaat. Tai näitä ei saa niinku ostaa liian usein. Tietysti muutaman vuoden välein kun ostaa, niin ai että. Mun piti katsoa toi vikapassi. Kattokaas tätä.
Those don't work.
Aha.
Get the...
Eikö tätä voi vittu silleen avata, kun kattokaa tänne sisään. Eiks toi vähän... No. Ton näköinen. Tytär on tässäkin. Niinpä. No, näitä voi tolleen sitten compare. Ei. Sä? Cabin 16, Hartman. Look under the table and get Hartman's real passport. Hartman's real credentials. From McNeil Detective Agency and Wild Roger together. Look under the table. Eiku tää ei oo käräi 16. Burger. No ihme, että meni vituiksi. Miten tonne katsotaan? Tonne. No niin.
I'll put this into my scrapbook so I can take a closer look at it later.
Cyrus Hartman. Front side of an official ID badge. This card identifies Cyrus Hartman as a licensed detective from New York, currently employed by the McNeil Detective Agency. Mitäs muuta? Sieltä sai passia ja jotain dokumenttia. Onks meillä nyt kaikki? Passportit. Oh yeah.
Your return. Is there more to report to me, mademoiselle?
And that is everything I have discovered.
We progress, mademoiselle. Now.
I believe I have collected all the passports.
Très bien, mademoiselle. You have done well.
I believe I have compared the footprint cast to all the men's shoes.
Très bien, mademoiselle. Oh, you have done well.
The footprints in the snow belong to Foscarelli.
And his fingerprints are found upon the windowsill of Monsieur Ratchet's room. Yet he does not smoke a pipe. Nor, I think, does the cambric handkerchief with the letter H belong to him. Merci, mademoiselle. Unfortunately, the report it is not yet complete. We are now armed with much more additional knowledge than before. Continue the investigation, and do not be afraid to go over the ground you have already covered.
Aha. Annaks sä mulle jotain vinkkejä? Kaikki tehty. Okei. No mitäs helvettiä sitten?
This crate looks like it was once secured with these cases.
No talk now. Maybe
Saaks tuohon kassakaappiin yhdistelmän jostain?
Well, what do we have?
Mä en tiedä. Onko siellä fingerprintti? Ei.
Well,
what do we have here?
this is neither the...
Oh, mademoiselle.
Goodness, what is this?
Ihan joku nukkuu tää. Jumalauta löysi ite jotain. The Labourage Petite.
It's a makeshift bed, but who could possibly be using it? It looks like someone had a meal here Crime et punition. Géographie européenne. Introduction à la science. Interesting selection.
Quite interesting.
A fingerprint. I obtained a. These prints don't. These prints don't.
Ei saatana.
These prints don't. The prints match.
Onko se foskarelli meidän murhaaja? Taitaa vähän viitata siihen päin meinaan
I'd
tää.
better put the lid back on.
Niin, mites tää avataan? Ei oo tainnut tulla vielä ohjeita tähän. Okei, foskarelli on nyt aika kusessa. Keittiössä tuskin on yhtään mitään. Enää. En usko, että keittiössä on mitään.
I'd better. Sterling silk. Ms. Marceau.
I must attend to my... Signorina,
It's locked fast.
I confess.
Kauheasti kaikkea kamaa, millä varmaan teen mitään. Mitä tääkin tekee? ABC-nimehua. Poirot.
Ah, you return.
And that is everything.
We progress,
We have not one, but two additional attendants' uniforms.
2 uniforms, 2 knives, possibly 2 murderers, one right-handed and one left. Can they have had the same plan to sneak about disguised as attendants in order to murder Monsieur Ratchet in his sleep? What a moment that must have been as they encounter one another over the body. It is like a scene from a Marx Brothers movie, that.
Someone was hiding in Ratchet's crate.
A valuable statue is stolen. And then the thief decides to do what? What, masquerade as the statue? To escape detection?
The missing statue is another motive for murder.
Why not? We have the possible revenge from the Armstrong kidnapping, a possible assassin from Ratchet's Underworld past. So why not a thief who kills Ratchet to cover up his crime? If we find 9 more motives for the murder and 10 more knives, we at least will have explained all those stab wounds.
Ei tarvi vittuilla mulle.
The books in Ratchet's crate were all references of use to the murderer.
Explain, mademoiselle.
Géographie européenne would be helpful in following the route of the train and
Ei
choosing
ne
the
loppu.
best spot for murder.
Menkeisyyshän tuo.
Introduction à la science would be information about sleeping drafts.
And try and make you listen by Dostoevsky? Was the guilty conscience of the killer haunting him as it did the unfortunate Raskolnikov? Merci, mademoiselle. Unfortunately, the report it is not yet complete. We are now armed with much more additional knowledge than before. Continue the investigation.
Pitäisikö mun tehdä sillä radiolle jotain? Tälle. Mitä?
While that item may be useful here, I need.
Mä arvasin, että mä tarvin joku appelsiinimehu.
While that item may be useful here,
First I want avoid making a mess.
I can't get.
Patsas pitää laittaa tohon ja
This doesn't seem.
toi appelsiinimehu. Miten pitäisikö mä laittaa appelsiinimehu tohon lasiin?
Something is.
No ei. Ai se on water glass. Tick tumbler. Mä haluan sinne laittaa.
I can't get. The... This doesn't.
Mä en tiedä, miksi se pitäisi tuolta astiasta tohon laittaa. Okei. Puhuu jostain avoid mess. No, aletaan tekemään sitä perus point clickia sen sijaan, että katsotaan netistä. Tää menee tähän.
I'm on the right track. I'm on the right.
Mute.
Mä en oikein tiedä, pitääkö mun yhdistää jotain johonkin sit tuolla combine jutulla, mutta kun... Näin. En tiedä. Jos tähän ei mene mitään muuta tavaraa kuin ne 2.
While that item may be useful here, I need to do something else first if I want to avoid making a mess.
Ja mikähän se on?
While that item.
Aha. Se piti laittaa tohon tolle.
I'm on the right.
Okei. Okay. Ihan eikö sitä ei olisi voinut käyttää sitä toista vasta? Mitäs esineitä sitten sinne? Sitten varmaan joku vielä. Mikä?
The good detective knows even the most useful tools have the proper time and place. You presume...
Eikö mua nyt oo tähän kaikkia kamoja?
There's no power. I'll need to come up with a way to provide it with electricity.
Okei. Eipä oikein nyt löydy. Mä saan sen nyt tohon kuosiin. Mikä on mun vikaosa? Ja onks mulla sitä? Saiko se ampua? No, ei pitänyt. Huh?
It's not.
Tääkin oli silleen, että taas pitäisi aika... kun se hatussa on se Revelation 13-18. Look at greatest Bible, check the documents in the scrapbook, see the last sentence of the Bible passage and his number is 603 score and 6. Niin sit se 666 on tän kassakaapi toi salasana, että voi Jeesus. Turn by placing the cursor on the left of the dial of the safe counterclockwise and click to get 6 under the arrow. Onko toi 60 vai 6?
I think I heard a...
Nice, se aukesi tolle.
It's open. It's not fast. I'll put this into my scrapbook so I can take a closer look at it later.
vähän paskatunnus. No, mitäs sitten kun toi on? Kyllä me tiedetään, että se on tappanut lapset. Siis, no mennään juttelemaan sen Poirolla. Jos tässä pitää vieläkin tehdä jotain.
You...
And that is everything.
We progress.
I have all the pieces. All that remains is for me to assemble them properly.
Très bien, mademoiselle. You have done well. Merci, mademoiselle. Unfortunately, the report it is not yet complete. We are now armed with...
Miksi report on onko? Nämä on kaikki tehty. Tän ohjeen mukaan pitäisi tulla toi ohjeen mukaan pitäisi tulla toi. Sanokaava. Chapter 3. Kukaan kotona. Ai no, aika puhu mitään uusia juttuja. Katsotaan nyt ihan. Niin se radio on mulla jotenkin kasaamatta. Miten se tehdään? Ja, alright. Eli Paris, Athens, Paris. Mä en tiedä pitääkö tätä radioa nyt tehdä tässä vaiheessa peliä vielä. Mut mä teen sen nyt, koska mä nyt niin kattoo sen. Sen mä tätä ois saanut tehtyä muuten ite ikinä. Eli butter knife, pliers.
I bent the blade of the...
Sitten näin. Näin. Ja
A makeshift telegraph key.
En ois tajunnut tehdä millään tasolla. Okei, se ei oo vielä se. Aha.
I suppose that will do as a telegraph key.
Niinhän sitä luulis. Nyt on näitä bendaamisia. Ei saatana. Mäkin on bent sitä, bent tätä. Pliers.
The copper bracelet. With any luck, that will power the radio, at least for... There, the radio is ready to be used. That will save...
Uh-huh.
There, the radio is ready to be used. I don't know who to contact.
Miksi sä voi kattoo sieltä? Automatically know Morse code since you have the book in inventory.
I don't know who to contact.
I just can't send random messages. Mistä mä tiedän? Ai beer.
I don't know who... That will save this. There.
Mademoiselle, the battery, it would not last for...
That will save the set.
Toi ham radio tulee vasta part 3 tän ohjeen mukaan. Match the footprint cast with male shoes found in the cabinet of the cabin. Joo. Noi on tehty. Mun mielestä mä oon matchannut noin sormenjäljet, kun sä sanot, että mulla on kaikki jo. Ai books, se ei oo vielä.
These
Okay.
prints. These prints. These prints. These prints.
Mä otin sen laatikon vaan.
These prints. 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 These prints don't match. These prints don't match. These prints don't match.
No, ei sitten. Mä en tähän booksiin ketään. Tossa lukeekin books from Ratchet's grade matches no one in the file. Aha. En mä tajunnut, että mun pitää tätä. Täältä niitä sormenjälkiä ottaa. Voi Jeesus. Eli. Toi.
I obtained a clear print and these print.
Jos mä katsoin tän, niin chik. Bad luck. Missä toi bad luck on saatu? Matches Matteo. Sitten Tick-Tumbler. Ei Jeesus, nää lähtee aina täältä pois. Ei paljon raskaammaksi ole tehty tätä.
I obtained a
Maasta maan.
the prints match.
Sitten Stiletto. Din.
I obtained a clear
Matches no one in the file. Okay. Tämä on tekemässä. Seuloteippia ottaa. Se on kadonnut. Vitu hoija.
I obtained a
Orbach not.
these prints.
Noin. Väärä vaunu.
And that is everything.
We progress, mademoiselle.
Miksi se
The
näytti, että...
stiletto I found in the hut must be the murder weapon.
That would seem to be the obvious conclusion. No, it is the weapon of the underworld assassin, to be sure. And with fingerprints which match no one's aboard this train.
Mateo's fingerprints are on the padlock from the door of the hut.
That padlock interests me.
Why would Mateo have a key to a shepherd's hut in the middle of the mountains, near the spot where he would have no idea the train would be stopped by an avalanche? Monsieur Poirot, you don't think the avalanche was caused deliberately?
No, mademoiselle, I do not. There are enough fantastic elements to this crime already, without introducing the saboteurs.
But then how could his fingerprints come to be on that hut?
They were not on the hut, but on the padlock. Further investigation appears necessary on this point.
The padlock was taken when Mateo's ham radio equipment was sabotaged.
Someone has gone to great trouble, it seems, to direct suspicion upon this young man. Yet how can he have reached the Calais coach unobserved? And so we advance in our investigations. It is obvious that our fellow passengers have not been entirely forthright. You have still not had the opportunity to search all of the compartments, and there are other mysteries still to be explained.
Those whistles mean a train with a snowplow has arrived from Broad. We should be on our way again in a very few hours. Can you see any clear path to the solution of the mystery, Monsieur Poirot?
There is a path, certainement. How clear it is as yet I cannot say. And you? Have you no theories?
So many clues, so many theories.
You have hammered the nail on its head, mademoiselle. There are far too many clues, too many theories. Please, to recommence the investigation, tout de suite.
Hitto, alright. Aloitetaan tutkia ihan alusta. Tuolla tuskin on mitään. Ei päästiin chapter 3. Tää on kyllä mennyt tosi huonosti tää peli. Johtuuko siitä, että mä pelaan tätä 2 yöllä?
Thanks to a master chef's perseverance, the Wiener Schnitzel and Erdäpfel salad will be served as promised.
Aha, no se ei halunnut jutella.
Excuse me, please, mademoiselle. I will be happy to talk to you in a little while.
I have a few more questions, Frau Schmidt, if I may.
Yeah, of course.
How long have you been with Madame la Princesse?
10 years.
15 years, Schmidt.
Yeah, that is right. 15, mademoiselle. I am sorry. This murder, this waiting, it distracts me.
I understand you are an excellent cook.
Yeah, indeed. All of my ladies have said so. Your Excellency.
Calm yourself, Schmidt. You don't know what you are saying.
That is true. I do not know what I am saying.
That will do for now, Mademoiselle Schmidt.
Hyvä, näin ei vaikuta kovin pitkiltä kuulusteluita.
I have returned to you, Your Highness.
I thought you might.
I'm having some difficulty locating the owner of this handkerchief.
I am sorry to hear that. If you had asked me, I could have told you it is mine.
Yours? But, Your Highness, your first name is Natalia.
I'm perfectly aware of my first name, mademoiselle. My handkerchiefs are always embroidered with Russian characters. In the Cyrillic alphabet, H is written as A.
How did your handkerchief come to be lying by the murdered man's body?
I have no idea.
Your maid said she did not recognize this handkerchief.
Schmidt believes in loyalty as I do. I believe in loyalty to one's friends and one's family and one's class.
Thank you very much, Princess.
Nämä on kaikki täällä. Hengaansa.
Pardon me, Count. I still have one or two matters I would like to discuss.
Then please, do so.
Did you notice the grease spot on your passport? See it just at the beginning of your wife's first name?
These things happen when traveling.
Have you remembered anything about last night that might help us?
Nothing.
Good day, Monsieur le Comte. Countess, I'm sorry to bother you again. Certainly. Do you remember when I showed you this handkerchief? Handmade, embroidered in Paris, and of course, the letter H. 3 ladies aboard have the letter H in their names. But Madame Hubbard considers such a handkerchief useless. Mademoiselle Debenham's middle name is Hermione, but her handkerchiefs are dainty linen, not expensive. Hildegard Schmidt is a lady's maid, not a lady.
Why are you telling me this?
It leaves only you and Princess Dragomirov, but her first name is Natalia.
It isn't my handkerchief.
There is a wet luggage label on your suitcase.
Oh?
Pulling it back, I found the initials HMK.
Well, that is fascinating, isn't it?
You told me you have never been to America.
I've never been to America.
When you say you've never been to America, you say it with an American accent.
These questions are pointless.
These are observations, Monsieur le Comte, not questions.
You take too much upon yourself, mademoiselle. You are not a detective. You are a clerk in a train office, and your employer will hear her a representative of this railway, treated a diplomat and his wife.
Why was the grease spot added to your passport and the label to your case?
My wife has told you the handkerchief is not hers. There are no H's in her name. Let that be an end to it.
Why did you hide your true identity?
Surely you can guess the reason. This man who called himself Ratchet murdered my baby niece, killed my sister, and broke my brother-in-law's heart. 3 of the people I loved best and who made up my home, my world. Of all the people on this train, I alone had the strongest motive for killing him.
I give you my word of honor. Helena never left her compartment last night.
Then the handkerchief is yours.
No, it is not. I know I can't hope to make you believe me, but I assure you that is the truth.
When we learned who the man was, and that the handkerchief had been found with the letter H near his body, I pointed out to Helena it would be better to remove any connection to her. A luggage label, a grease spot to cover the alteration. What could be simpler?
I have read quite a bit about crime, Monsieur le Comte. I hope you will take it as a compliment if I say you have the makings of a very fine criminal.
I think I will not take that as a compliment, no.
Madame la Comtesse, the motive for the murder lies in the past, in the tragedy that broke up your home. Help me. Take me back into the past. Tell me about your sister's household.
What can I tell you? They're all dead, all dead, all dead! Sonia, Robert, darling, darling Daisy. That curly hair, impossible to comb, that sweet, sweet smile.
Tell me about the nursery maid who committed suicide.
Suzanne. If she was involved, I'm sure it was innocently. Chatting idly with someone, giving the times of Daisy's outings.
What was Suzanne's nationality?
She was French.
What was Suzanne's last name?
I was only a child myself at the time. All we called her was Suzanne.
Was there a nurse?
Yes, a trained hospital nurse. New Daughter was her name.
Did you have a tutor or governess, perhaps?
Yes, she was a dragon. English. Oh, rather Scots. A big red-haired woman.
What was her name?
Miss Freebody, if you can believe it.
How old was she?
She seemed frightfully old to me at the time, but I suppose she couldn't have been more than 40.
I know you were only a child at the time, and that the passage of years changes a person, but have you seen anyone on this train who reminds you of any of those people?
No, mademoiselle. Now that you know who I...
Oliko se vihdoinkin siinä? Jumalauta.
Monsieur Masterman,
Yes, miss, but I can't think how you could know.
Love's Captive by Mrs. Arabella Richardson.
Ah, yes. One of the privileges a soldier retains after he's mustered out. Access to the Royal Military Library. It's quite well stocked. Not all strategy and tactics and memoirs, as you've discovered.
What was your regiment?
Miss Marceau, I'm going to tell you the truth. My service is, of course, a matter of record. I don't wish to hide it. Quite proud of it, as a matter of fact, but it's easily researched, and the connections will be found.
Connections?
I'm sure you must already suspect. Yes, I knew Colonel Armstrong. I was his Batman in the war, and afterwards his valet in New York. I'm afraid I concealed that fact when you questioned me earlier. It was very wrong of me, miss. I feel better now that I've made a clean breast of it.
Would you like to change your story about last night?
Why, no. It is as I told you.
Do you have anything more to tell me of the Italian gentleman?
No, miss, and I hope you're not suspecting Tonio in any way. Tonio wouldn't hurt a fly, and I can state positively that he never left our compartment all last night. Tonio may be a foreigner, miss, but he's a very gentle creature. Really, not like those nasty, murdering mafiosi one reads about.
You seem to know Tonio better than you led me to believe.
Well, yes, we work together. Well, he hasn't told you yet. I thought he had, though. That's why I... Oh, dear. I think I have nothing more to say.
Good day, monsieur. I don't think she's in the mood. Monsieur Hartman?
I owe you an apology.
You do?
I wasn't very polite when we first met outside the station. And I came on kind of strong when you caught me going through Michelle's things. There's no excuse for it. Fact is, I've always liked French girls. And that's not a lie, just the way it is. That makes my behavior even worse somehow, I think. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Monsieur Hartman. I accept your apology.
Thanks. So exactly what's up on this train? Seems bughouse to me.
To me too, sometimes.
Fire away if you want to grill me some more.
Have you done any more investigating of your own?
Nope, after you caught me, I figured it wasn't worth it. Snooping around might make me look guilty. I've been sitting tight.
It seems obvious the murder is tied to the Armstrong kidnapping.
How did you and Poirot get wise to that? That's what I'd like to know.
We guessed.
Okay, I'll pretend I believe that.
You were not the gardener at the Armstrong house, were you?
They didn't have a garden. I'm beginning to believe I'm about the only one on this train who had no connection to that case.
Have you any ideas of your own about the crime?
I admit it's got me beat.
Hitto mun yksi.
I understand will be an...
Yes, the snow... I'm sorry you'll miss your boat to America.
Under the circumstances, I've decided to stop in Paris for a few days, play with my grandchildren, and recuperate from this trip.
Have you thought of anything else that might be helpful to our investigation?
Well, you certainly have everyone in an uproar. Maybe next time you'll be able to be more discreet. Oh, I forgot. You probably won't be doing any more investigating after this, will you?
That's all.
That wasn't helpful. I thought it was.
Au revoir, madame.
Jeesus Kristus, pojat. Sain tommosen hienon vanhan tsekkoslovakialaisen kellon kaverilta. Mä oletin, että se ei toimi edes. Siis kyllähän se tossa tikittää, mutta kyllä se nämä toimii. Herätyskin toimii, saatana. Kissat säikähti ihan sikana. Molemmat ihan paniikissa.
Signore Foscarelli, I'm here for the truth.
I think that everyone has underestimated this Signore Poirot, and you too, Signorina. You too.
I found a chauffeur's license in your suitcase.
Yes, but it is a fact I have loved motor cars my whole life. Selling them, though, is much finer than driving other people's cars.
The license is issued by the state of New York. You said you lived in Chicago. Chicago is not in that state, is it?
No. Chicago is in the state of Illinois.
It will be a point in your favor if you tell me the truth.
You talk like the American police. Come clean. That is what they say. Come clean.
You were arrested by the American police. Was that in New York?
Arrested? No, never.
Don't you think you should come clean, monsieur?
It is true. I have not been frank with you. The word frank, it is odd, no? It is a man's name, but I think it is correct here. I am not frank. Sometimes, you know, a motor car may not be perfect, but you must make a sale. So you are not frank.
You were the Armstrong chauffeur, were you not?
Since you know, why ask me?
Why did you lie to me?
Lie? Lie? I did not lie. I was not frank.
Why?
I do not trust the Yugoslavian police. They do not like Italians. They would not have given me justice.
Tell me about Daisy Armstrong.
That little one. She was the delight of the house. Tonio, she called me. They all did. She would sit in the car and pretend to hold the wheel. Such a beautiful little one.
Have you been frank about your movements last night?
I had nothing to do with that business. It was not I who killed that pig Ratchet. You cannot prove anything against me.
Thank you, Monsieur Foscarelli.
Monsieur Pascarelli. Puhupa tolle.
Well, had a good rummage through my kit, I expect?
Yes, thank you. There is still some information I think you might be able to give us.
Indeed? I hardly think so.
Is that pipe cleaner one of yours?
Don't know. I don't have them monogrammed.
Can you tell me how the pipe cleaner came to be in Monsieur Ratchet's compartment?
Haven't a clue.
Did you go into Monsieur Ratchet's compartment at any time?
I've never even spoken to the man.
You never spoke to him, and you did not murder him.
If I had, I should hardly be likely to acquaint you with the fact.
Well, it is of no consequence.
Oh?
Monsieur Poirot has told me he can think of 11 excellent explanations of its presence. Not now, when it's all over, when it's behind us.
Is that a quote?
Mademoiselle Debenham said those words to you at Sakeki Station in Istanbul. Tell me to what those words referred.
Why don't you ask Miss Debenham?
I will.
You have nothing whatever against her.
I'm sorry, but you're wrong. We know that Mademoiselle Debenham was governess in the Armstrong household at the time Daisy Armstrong was kidnapped.
The devil, you say?
Mä en ukahdako se pystyy minun pakko lopettaa. Ei tästä tule yhtään mitään tästä striimaamisesta. Huomenna aamulla. Ja huomenna muutakin voidaan striimata vaikka pari kertaa.
Why did Mademoiselle Debenham tell me she had never been to America?
You better ask her. I still think you are wrong. You're making a serious mistake.
I think it is you, Colonel, who have made the mistake.
Hello again.
Monsieur McQueen.
I love how you say my name.
Will you be serious?
Sitä on vähän älyttävä jätkä.
I am serious. Sorry. I better be careful. I've realized I'm definitely the most suspicious character on the train. All you have to do is find a will in which the old man left me all his money, and that'll just about clinch it.
Is there a will?
Not that I know of. He'd never leave me a cent, really. I was just useful to him. Languages and so on. I'm no linguist, but I can get by in German and Italian and French.
You told me you knew Sonia Armstrong.
Yes, I did. My dad was the district attorney on the case. So yes, well, I was just a kid, of course, a teenager. Schoolboy crush, I suppose, and all that.
It occurs to me that in spite of everything, the murder may not have to do with the Armstrong case at all.
Oh? I thought that must be pretty settled.
We have much evidence pointing to the existence of an outsider aboard the train. One who disguises himself, uses a stiletto to kill, then vanishes into the snow. What do you think?
It's certainly a possibility, but in that case, he'll be hard to catch now. He's had quite a head start.
Or he could be out there frozen in a snowdrift or lying broken at the bottom of a rocky ravine. The body may never be found until the spring thaw.
Well, that conjures up an unpleasantly graphic image. You seem to really enjoy this stuff.
I enjoy the investigation, monsieur. I certainly do not enjoy the fact that a man has died.
No, of course not. Say, I was just wondering. I mean, I have no plans to return to the States right away. I may find myself back in Istanbul. I was wondering if you might consider having dinner with me some night.
I might consider it if you promise to relax.
Relax? Sure, you bet. You will. Say, that's swell. You've got 10 times the spunk of...
Jeesus, mikä jätkä. Mä sein vaan tähän raiskoachille ja menen nukkuun. Tästä tuli tosi paska striimi. Ei täytyy lähtenyt ihan tää yöstriimi tänään. Striimaamme joskus toiste tätä vähän eteenpäin. Koska mä meinaan nukahtaa tähän oikeesti pystyyn. Olisi semmonen tunnin setti. Pistetään huomenna 2 tuntia heti aamulla.